This video I will continue to present supplements for health and longevity, and today I am talking about berberine. So it's okay that again not so many supplements really can extend our lifespan. Not really many. So mostly what is advertised and what you can buy is actually not working at all, or in case of antioxidants, for example, it even can shorten your life because your chance to get cancer development is higher. Okay, let's go to this, and first I want to explain how we are aging, why we are aging. We have to go to the root of the problem, and let's go and let's start. I explained it before. I will go a little bit more, that's systematic in this way, to explain what we should do, what and why this or that supplement works for longevity. Okay, it's quite long presentation. You please download the presentation, read the presentation as PDF file, and the link in the description, and then you can learn a little bit more maybe. Okay, so the leading cause of death worldwide is cardiovascular diseases. The second biggest cause is cancer. Both cancer and cardiovascular diseases have a common root cause. Exactly this, please mind, this is the cancer is not the genetical disease. It has the same reason that it develops the same as cardiovascular disease because of the same root cause. Okay, I already talked about this in my videos, and okay, then aging and age-related diseases are inseparable. In theory, a treatment that slows aging increases both health span and lifespan. Science claims that aging can be considered as natural disease, and aging is not genetically programmed, but and it serves no purpose or significance in species evolution. So, in my opinion, again, it's my opinion, aging is a result of the body evolutionary adaptation to heal wounds quickly. This explains very well why Adam lived 950 years, while we are so short-living creatures. The mechanism of quick wound healing is as follows. When the skin or organs are mechanically damaged, elastic blood vessels constrict and platelets in blood clump together, obstructing blood flow and lowering blood loss. Then local mast cells respond to the damage by releasing histamine molecules. This causes blood capillary dilation and local increase in blood flow, that is, in tissue inflammation near the wound. In response to histamine and local inflammation, fibroblast cells produce collagen fibers. The wound is then getting gradually filled with collagen, and a scar gets formed. In biology, extracellular matrix is a three-dimensional network that provides structural and biochemical support to surrounding living cells. The extracellular matrix consists of macromolecules and minerals such as elastin, collagen, glycoproteins, and hydroxyapatite. It is in bones, obviously. Because of collagen accumulation near the wound, the extracellular matrix is stiffening locally. Then, in response to increased extracellular matrix stiffness, some fibroblasts enter a so-called sleep condition or dormant state and stop making collagen. When local stiffness of extracellular matrix is getting above some critical level, these dormant fibroblast cells may enter a hyperactive zombie stage, producing and secreting signal protein molecules, or so-called senescent-associated phenotype, SASP. Senescent-associated phenotype increases local tissue inflammation and draws immune cells, such as phagocytes and natural killer cells, to rid the debris, excess of collagen in the scar, and to eradicate acute zombie cells. So this slide presents this extracellular matrix. Again, it is our body is not all living cells. 80% of volume of our body is extracellular matrix. It includes, of course, bones, but then we have this space filled with cross-link fibers of elastin and also fibers of collagen. And through these fibers, through this elastic extracellular matrix, some cells can migrate. It includes fibroblast, it includes stem cells, it includes immune cells, such as macrophages. And this is absolutely important for maintenance of our body. As we can see, a spontaneous transition of some dormant cell in the stiff extracellular matrix to hyperactive zombie cells accelerate wound healing. Again, the mechanism was developed evolutionarily. Quick wound healing clearly provides mammals with a huge evolutionary advantage in surviving mechanical traumas. However, there is a negative effects of rapid wound healing too. Indeed, over time, elastin fibers in the extracellular matrix are getting gradually destroyed and replaced by stiffer collagen fibers. Also, amino acids in collagen fibers cross-link when they react with glucose in glycation processes. As a result, the extracellular matrix stiffness slowly increases over time. Immune and stem cells migration is hampered in the stiff extracellular matrix, and as a result, so-called acute zombie cells cannot be removed in proper time and accumulate in all tissues. Increasing concentration of SASP released by zombie cells results in chronic inflammation, tissue fibrosis, and eventually death due to self-poisoning. The slow extracellular matrix stiffening due to glycation reactions and accumulating number of zombie cells were not a negative factor in evolutionary selection, since only few mammals lived long enough to experience these effects. Development of chronic tissue hypoxia, chronic tissue inflammation and fibrosis, accumulation of malignant zombie and cancer cells are just consequences of the extracellular matrix stiffening. It is a natural process, but we can do something with it. If we accept the concept that the main cause of aging is a slow increase of extracellular matrix stiffness over time, the direction of the research to radically lengthen lifespan of humans becomes evident. Again, for me, it is quite evident what we should do, and I believe it works in my case. Scientists should search for methods and substances to slow down the extracellular matrix stiffening or reverse this process, which is the better. First, we have to reduce the rate of glycation reaction, that is to reduce the concentration of glucose in blood. It can be done by following so-called ketogenic diet, when the person uses fatty acids and especially short-chain fatty acids as main source of energy for cells. Metformin and berberine are used to lower blood glucose and increase insulin sensitivity. Berberine is a plant alkaloid which is obtained by extraction from plant golden root and precipitated from solution in the form of ammonium salt by adding sulfuric or hydrochloric acid. Berberine is an antibacterial, fungicidal, and antiparasitic and antiviral substance. Berberine is slightly soluble in warm water and is poorly absorbed from the gut. This is some kind of problem, but again, according to some reports, less than 0.36% of oral berberine enters the bloodstream from the intestines, and the elimination half-time is only 3-4 hours. Therefore, the action of berberine is primarily a consequence of its effect on the microflora of our intestines and on the epithelium cells in the intestines. In the Chinese medicine, berberine is known as bactericide for killing harmful bacteria in guts and as a laxative for cleaning feces from the intestines. Indeed, fermentation of sugars by bacteria leads to acidification of the colon environment. Due to the acidification, ammonia is removed from the colon and peristalsis is stimulated. That is, the time of passage of feces through the guts is reduced. So here, at this slide, we see the chemical composition of berberine, and we have this barberry fruit, but actually it is, as I said, it is from golden root extracted, and this is bright yellow powder. You can buy it in China, relatively, I would say, a little bit more expensive than fisetin, but it's yet affordable. Also, sugars and acids provoke liquefaction of feces due to osmotic transfer of water from the blood to the intestines. At the same time, the growth of pathogenic microorganisms producing ammonia and toxins in the colon are suppressed. Additionally, berberine lowers blood glucose by suppressing the process of glucose production, or so-called gluconeogenesis, in the liver. It has been shown that berberine can reduce the rate of formation of senescent zombie cells, as well as exhibit senolytic properties. The berberine intake for 4 months increased the lifespan of chemotherapy treated and natural aged mice by 52% and about 17% respectively. So you can read publications. Okay, the residual lifespan of natural aged mice was increased by 80%, from 85.5% to 154 days. And in this study, 20.8 berberine per kilo of body weight of these mice was found to be safe for oral intake to mice, but where the safe dose for humans is about 3 grams of berberine per kilo of your body weight. So a dose of half gram per day for humans weighing 66 kilo would correspond to a treatment dose of mice. So it's half gram only the dose recommended, or maybe a little bit more, because again bioavailability is very, very low. Okay, the possible life extension translated into human would be only 8% or 8 years, or maybe longer, if intake of berberine is not discontinued. So if you take it every day, then it will go, it will be more than 8 years. It is not radical extension, but yet it is something. Berberine at high doses has an inhibitory effect on about 20 types of cancer, suppresses the formation of metastasis, and regulates the tumor microenvironment, including the development of cancer rectum, lung, ovary, prostate, liver, and cervix. So it is really good supplement. Berberine can induce both autophagy and apoptosis in some sarcoma cells, etc., etc. I will not you can see that berberine inhibits protein synthesis and activates autophagy process in cell. Please mind that if you take berberine, it should not be before your protein meal, because then muscles will not grow. You take it during the fasting, not feasting, sorry. Okay, so while a curve of 18 months old mice in here is presented, so you see that this blue shadow is corresponds to time when berberine was administered, and you see that it was going much better when you before it discontinued, but even after discontinuation, it went down at about the same rate as with no supplement, but yet it is quite good life extension. So here we can see total life extension. So the mice, old mice, started to get this berberine supplement only in the end of their life, but yet it was kind of considerable life extension. For mice it was 70%, for humans 8%, maybe longer. However, at low doses of berberine, the level of reactive oxygen species will be reduced, which stimulates the production of antioxidants in breast cancer cells as autophagy. Okay, again, you see there is some kind of U-type curve, that there is the best concentration. If you take too little, then actually, and you have cancer cells and the tumor develops, then taking berberine is not recommended, because then chances for the tumor cells to survive are increased. But again, relatively large doses, like I said, they are good. They are good because what is happening? Autophagy, in principle, positive if you do it right. But in case of if you already developed cancer, if it is already growing, then autophagy only give more nutrients for the tumor growth. So then again, there is a potential negative impact of all doses. So mind what should be done. Okay, mild adverse effects such as nausea, bloating, and loose stool may occur when taking berberine in large doses. Okay, but it is yet, it can be acceptable. Berberine and metformin block protein synthesis and slow down muscle growth. Therefore, it makes more sense to take berberine during fasting to boost autophagy and follow a ketogenic carnivore diet to lower blood glucose level. Okay, so if you follow intermittent fasting and if you eating only after afternoon or at dinner, mostly then take berberine at morning, not at night, not after dinner, but at morning. White deposit tissue is only a storehouse of fat reserves and place of storage of toxins. Again, about the fat, we have to slowly and gently remove excess of fat from our bodies. And again, this white deposit tissue is not nice. It provides thermal isolation for the organs of the body. And this what adipose tissue cells usually contain one large drop of fat, which occurs almost the entire occupies almost the entire volume of the cell, so that the cell nucleus is pressed to the cell membrane, and there are only few mitochondria in the white adipose tissue cells. In contrast to white adipose tissue, a so-called brown adipose tissue contains cells with numerous small fat droplets and a large number of mitochondria. It is permeated with small capillaries, and it is important for maintaining a stable temperature in our body. There can be heat generation due to the burning of fat in these cells without the production of ATP molecules. Okay, you see difference. This is white fat cells and only few mitochondria, and the nucleus is pressed to the membrane. And the brown fat cells are these cells keep our temperature is comfortable, and old people losing brown fat cells, they cannot produce heat. This is quite known. Okay, in adults, brown adipose tissue location is here and here, and so it is also can be found in bones, but all the rest is some fat which is better to remove, especially visceral adipose tissue with this inside of the organs. It is not nice. Okay, in newborns, the proportion of this brown adipose tissue is approximately 5% of body weight. It's a lot, but it decreases with age. Okay, then again, intake of berberine increases the release of heat in the brown adipose tissue and promotes transformation of white adipose tissue into the brown adipose tissue, especially if it is combined with some cold showers, and so it's helpful. It's helpful. So the effect of berberine also manifested in increase in the rate of fat burning during sleep or rest. This, if you are dreaming about to lose your fat during the sleep, yeah, do it. Just take berberine, and but berberine again, as I said, better to take during fasting. If you eat at morning, okay, take at evening. If you eat at evening, you take at morning berberine. Otherwise, you will lose your muscles. Sarcopenia can develop. Okay, interestingly, that absorption of berberine from the gut can be enhanced when taken with vitamin C. Okay, this is what I am taking. I take vitamin C 5 grams every morning, and then get also berberine. It would be very helpful. And or you can take some bioenhancers such as black pepper powder or long Indian pepper powder, and the effect would be further enhanced by adding other spices, in particular dill and fennel seed powder. Okay, this is again, so you can make some herbal tea or whatever. That's again, it is up to you. There will be no miracle, but yet it is altogether it's adding up. If we combine these dietary supplements with regular exercise and ketogenic carnivore diet, we may accomplish significant health improvement and lifespan extension at reasonable cost. Of course, we are talking about maybe 8%, 10%, your 10 years longer life, but health will be improved if you do it right. Maybe not 10%, maybe longer. Okay, yet it is not radical. Okay, but significant. Yet only a proper diet, if you only do this, a proper diet, intermittent fasting, exercise, analytics, plant-based food, additives, spices, that there will be no radical rejuvenation. Now, radical, I mean a few hundred years. So it is different story to get to live so long, a few hundred years as our biblical patriarchs lived. Then it is different story. But yet, it's quite good. So the main challenge to get radical rejuvenation will be to restore elastin fibers in the extracellular matrix and that have been replaced by collagen, as well as to break cross-link between collagen fibers, which are done with glycation process slowly. Glucose is reacts with collagen and cross-linked. Also, oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids do cross-linking too. So of course we are not talking about removing waste products and removing some junk accumulated in our body. This is secondary targets, which should be done. But again, if we stay focused on this would be a radical lifespan extension. Okay, I'm still working hard on this issue because I decided I will to live very long and to stay healthy, and I got already achieved some significant improvements in my body and my blood pressure in particular. Vital lung capacity, it is growing, blood pressure is dropping, vital lung capacity is growing, muscle strength and elasticity of muscles is growing. I push up 100 kilo from the bench, and I see endurance is growing. Sometimes it is not very comfortable because I have to do longer and longer aerobic exercises, 2 hours and even longer. Yet again, I cannot give you recipe and there is no magic pill to extend your lifespan to a few hundred years. It is hard work. It's hard work. Even for myself, I'm not yet completely sure. But I use some enzymes and supplements which I believe should extend my lifespan considerably or radically. Okay, in this video I express my personal opinion. Okay, I cannot give you medical advice, and so ask your personal physician and only act advice on the personal medical expert. I never do it. Sorry, I never do it. I never getting sick. Last 30 years, never even flu. And I try to think myself, and I read scientific publications, because what is the problem with medical care? Science, medical science, biological science is one. One part of knowledge which is not used by medical experts. Medical experts don't read scientific publications. They only repeat what they got from university or college. That's all. And all medical business, to my opinion, again, sorry about the people, maybe these medical professionals think that they are very moral and good people. I believe that this is business. You are in business or you're out. Okay. If you're in business, your business is to keep people sick and to charge money for some drugs which reduce suffering of these people. So you're a drug dealer, actually, really, okay? Unless you provide your like you're a natural healer, okay, I don't know, maybe you're not getting money for your services, I don't know, but it is impossible. What I do it first of all for myself, and it helps me to learn, and this presentation helps me to organize my to make a well-organized structure of my knowledge and to decide what to do. But again, even I do some mistakes. Sometimes not critical mistakes, but I see that okay, these supplements work better, this not. For example, I tried growth hormone, which we were in Bangkok, but did it work for me? Absolutely not. I spent a lot of money, quite a lot of money, and no result at all. So I gave up, but I use other substances which work probably better. And I see the effect. I see that the muscles are growing and I get stronger and I sleep better, etc., etc. Also, again, I express my opinion in my videos. If you watch the videos, thank you for your time. Please comment, subscribe, like, ask questions, and share information. Maybe somebody else is interested to live long and to stay healthy. Never be sick. Never be sick like I did. Like I am never getting sick. Okay, so it's all up to you. Okay, ciao, ciao, bye, bye. Have a wonderful day.